cherubs, I'm back. Day 2 of the AI agenda, complete with jumper. A little bit colder today. What is the weather doing? Right. So, yesterday we spoke about the AI elephant in the room, talking about the fear of AI, can't even say it, taking over everything. And hopefully I've allayed those fears. Today, I'm going to talk about my old friend Claude, who is just the backbone of my business. And I wanted to talk, like, real and raw on how I'm actually using Claude in my business, because it's really helping this ADHD brain stay on top of things. And I tell you what I need at the moment, because I have a lot of concurrent projects that are running. So the first thing that I want to say is a caveat with Claude. I love this. You might not. You might prefer Gemini, or you might prefer ChatGPT or Perplexity or whatever else. And that's fine. I'm not here to convince you to use Claude. It's not my job. I'm here to share how I'm using it so that you can see how it might be useful for you. One of the things that I've actually found recently, though, in talking with my clients, that it's not great at, and if you need this, I really get that it's like a barrier for you. It's not good with the kind of the voice control. You know, when you're using ChatGPT and you can just talk to it and have a conversation, Claude's not as good at that. I really hope that it does. Now, I'm okay because I actually process through writing. So typing into Claude, and I type very fast, and I'm a touch typist back in the day. So it works for me, but I have clients that can only voice things. They don't want to type, and they struggle with it. So I'm going to say that as a caveat, because I've seen a few conversations about this recently, and I get it. So how am I using Claude? There are various features of Claude. Now, I've got the Max version. I'm paying for Max because I'm using it on client work, to code, to do autonomous work for me. So I'm getting a lot of use out of it. It's worth me paying what I pay. I think it's a little bit less than $200 a month, something like that. But it's a revenue generator for me, and it does a lot of work for me. That's not to say you need that plan. You can go a long way with a pro plan. So don't panic. You don't need to have that to do all of these things, but I'm going to share what I'm using it for anyway. So general old chat is very good, particularly now we've got Opus 4.7. Really bang on. I don't get the same amount of blowing smoke up my arse with it, and I tend to get less hallucinations. So generally, to kind of chat with, it's great. Now, I have trained it on everything. I have got, and by the way, if you want this, you are very welcome to ask for it. I probably need to set this up as some kind of lead magnet at some point. Maybe I'll get Claude to do it. Maybe that'll be in a little case study of how I'm using it. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon. But I've got a Google Doc template of all that is like, it's infuriating. It's horrendous. It's what, if you hate forms like I do, it's like, God, another form. But if you put all of your information, your likes, your dislikes, your mission, your vision, your values, all of your offers, your positioning, your messaging, your pricing, your funnels, how you market, everything. If you feed that into Claude, it's then ready to go, and it knows everything about you, and you can use it as a second brain. Now, I fully understand to some people that feels scary, right? So do this at your own discretion. I've got nothing in there that's confidential or that I need to hide. So I'm fine with it. Right? Anything confidential, I wouldn't put in there, but there's nothing confidential in there. It's just, my business plan and my stuff that I'm doing. There's no secret about that. I probably talk about it all the time on social media. So that is it. That means I can bob on into chat at any time and use it as a second brain, which I need. I like that processing with something else. And I've programmed it also to question me and to call me out and to critique me, because I want that dialogue with it. Now, not everyone does. So you train it to work with you in the way that works for you. For me, I want a second brain. I want someone to question me because it makes me think. I'm not using it to take away my thinking. I'm using it to think with me and make me think even more. And I think that's a really important distinction to make. And so I use it for a lot of my decisions, a lot of the things that I'm going through, and it will reflect back to me and make me think even deeper about things before I make decisions, because I am someone that can make a quick decision without thinking. Bless my ADHD manifesting generator ways. So it's really helped me with that. It's like a mirror. So that's just the general chat, right? Which is the kind of basics of it. I think the three other areas that I use, possibly even more than chat, are Cowork, projects, and code. Now, in Cowork, this is where Claude gets autonomous, and you can link it up to the other tools that you're using, your tech stack. So Slack, ClickUp, Notion, Google Drive, like whatever you're using. And you can have it do things for you. So you can set and schedule tasks for Cowork to do that for you. So for example, some of the tasks that I have, it goes into my email inbox, it goes into my calendar, it goes into my Slack, and it goes into ClickUp and looks at the projects and gives me a daily report of everything that needs to be done that day, everything that's overdue. I mean, I'll be honest, my ADHD brain kind of resists it, but it's there. It's great for just like cutting through everything and telling you what's actually due. I also have it going into my inbox and checking spam once a week to make sure there's nothing in there that's valuable that I've missed. I also have it label and tidy up my inbox for me because it's just a mess in there. I mean, I'm not really in my inbox. I check it. I say to people I check it once a week because it's not the place to have a conversation with me. My clients and people, they will speak to me on WhatsApp and other places like that. So I have it look after that, which is really good. I also have it report back on things that I'm working on and progress with things that I'm working on. I also have it check in on things like missed payments, failed payments, and stuff like that I may have missed and we may need to follow up. And I'll be honest, we're only touching the tip of the iceberg with it at the moment. I'm in the process of setting up a whole load of other things with it that go a lot more layers deeper to take over a lot of the systems and operations in the business that we don't need humans doing anymore. The human runs the AI does the tasks. That's how we're setting things up. So that is brilliant and I love it. I think it's still quite limited. There's things we can't do with it, but I know that they are constantly improving and making that better. Now, I use code, as you can imagine, to vibe code micro SaaS for myself and my clients. Claude is brilliant with that, and it's made it so much easier. So I tend to start with Claude, and then depending on what I'm creating, it might end up somewhere else. So I can either create it on Claude and then it might be hosted on Cloudflare, which is what I use already, or Vercel. Or if I'm doing it where I need kind of more functionality, I've got a couple of things on Replit that I'll do in Claude and then I put it on Replit. For clients, some of them that we're putting them on Lovable for them to actually be able to manage that moving forward, because I don't want to create something that then is really hard for them to maintain. But we just make sure that they hold all of the code in their GitHub and they have not tied into Lovable or Replit or anything like that, because that's important. That's a whole other topic. Maybe I'll go into that another day. But I always start with code. And even some of the things that we build, I don't even need code. I can do it in chat. Claude is good enough to build some of the stuff that I have been creating. And I'm trying not to build for the sake of building because it's exciting and new and I love it and I'm a geek. But I'm trying only to build things that solve a genuine problem for people, for my clients and my clients' clients, that's something that is in demand and will sell in the market. So I'm really trying to make sure that everything that we build is monetized in some way. A lot of the things are actually going into funnels and doing really, really well. So that helps me there. And that's all revenue generating stuff. Like that is really helping us. And it cuts down the time so much. Now, the thing that I think I love the most is the projects, because every single thing I work on has a project, not just projects, like everything. So we have a content engine in a project that is trained on my tone of voice and all of our offers and everything that we are doing at any one time and all of our different channels we've got in marketing, and it can just create content like that. And my God, it sounds like me. Now, I never put it straight out. I edit all of the content that I create through that because I want it to be me and I want it to have my final pass. As an AI expert, I am not allowing AI to take over everything. There's still human very much involved in the process. In my conscious AI method is all about blending human and AI brilliance. And that's exactly what we're doing with Walking Talks. Although I have it create it, I then edit everything. It's like my podcast that I'm doing soon, which, by the way, I might talk about this soon. I'm doing purely with AI, except for my voice. It's going to be my voice. But the creation, the production, the editing, everything is going to be AI that I'm just going to create myself. I'm not buying it from anybody else. I'm just going to create it myself because I'm trying to walk my talk and be like, look, if we can get AI taking over the bits that it makes sense, and then the human is still doing the human brilliant stuff, like speaking into a podcast, that's where it's great. So, we're creating stuff for that. So each project has a role. So I have projects for my client work. So it can really help me stay on top of my client projects. I have projects like, for example, at the moment, I am automating everything, every system in our business. And I created a project that is helping me with all of that. And it has every SOP we've ever created. It has our tech stack. It has access to everything. And then I went to Cowork and I had Cowork go over the last 2 years in the Google Drive folder of everything that we've done, pull out every single SOP, everything that we've done around systems, and then write a report on that that's put into this project. So now I'm working with this project to create the SOPs that we actually need for the next level in our business, for a 7-figure business. So we're already creating those now. We're not at 7-figure years yet, but I'm creating for it. Everything is based on that now. And once it's done that, it's then telling me which of those things can be done by AI and how we set them up. And I'll be setting that up with the bit, and which need to be done by humans only based on my framework for that. And that's within my project. So each project is so powerful. And this is how I can run projects concurrently because I don't forget anything. It's in the project. So I can go in and say, where are we at with this? What was the last thing that we did? Or what deadlines are looming? So it's like my live project planner. And spoiler alert, I am creating a whole team project planner thing that's going to be connected to that because it's just dreamy and it really works for ADHD heads. So projects is where I go and I do all of my work. And it's been, it's been a light bulb for me. It's enabled me to do so much more because it works with me and it works with my brain, just as it would work with you and your brain because you instruct it. You tell it how to work for you. So this, and there's so many more things. I'm getting very excited. One day I may show you sort of what these projects look like. But as you can see, it's not simply going in and using it as a chat. It's not simply creating content. All the content is freaking amazing. It's the whole ecosystem and using all of that together where it becomes a really essential part of your business, a really important backbone, an ecosystem in your business that enables you as the human to be more brilliant, to do even more great things because it takes the stuff off your plate that holds you back. And this is why I love it. And this is why I talk about Claude all the time. Now, I do use the other platforms. So, I still use ChatGPT. I use Perplexity. I mean, the Perplexity YouTube computer thing right now is phenomenal. I use Gemini because we use Google, so it makes an awful lot of sense. I dabble in all of them because I work in AI. I need to be on top of that. But Claude will always be my kind of central base, my ecosystem for all the different things that we are doing. Now, any questions, whap them below. I'm going live every day this week. It's called the AI Agenda. I'm just going to share with you my thoughts on AI, my opinions, how we're using it so that you can start to see that for yourself. None of this is scripted. I'm just bobbing on and sharing with you in the hope that it helps you or inspires you. Like I said, ask me any questions below about any of this. By the way, that's not everything Claude can do. There's so much more, but I don't want to overwhelm you. Those are like the core ways that we are using it. The other thing is, if you want help with this, then I help you with all of this, getting Claude set up, creating your GPTs, creating your SaaS and micro SaaS products, getting your business ready to scale. We do all of that in the Conscious AI Collective, and it's really affordable right now for the value that you get inside. It's only £85 a month for 12 months, or right now you can pay $990 for lifetime access. That's going away on the 30th of April because, quite frankly, it's ridiculous for what you get inside, and the price will be going up later. So we have step by step how to set up your Claude ecosystem inside. That's all in there. We have all of my AI that I've built for you to use in your business. That's in there. And we have training and guidance on how to scale your business with AI in the way that I've been doing, with the blend of human and AI brilliance without taking the human out of the picture. So if that sounds good, the link for that is below. Any questions about that? Bob on into my DMs or email me, or wherever you're seeing this. Just reach out. I'm happy to talk to you.